Nerissa, thank you for your time previously. It was really good to hear about those 3 tips. Nerissa, before we get into a bit of a deeper conversation, I just wanted to ask, what gives you credibility in this market in particular?
Okay, so I have 18 years recruitment experience, executive search and headhunting within Australia, Southeast Asia, America and Europe.
Okay, so definitely credible. So when it comes to one of the points you made, which I guess summarised was asking the right questions and make them pause and reflect and think about what they're saying, what would be your 3 best questions to ask referees?
Okay, so as I was speaking briefly before, it is about asking the non-rote questions, and you want referees to pause, think and reflect, because you want to create value to the employer. So 3 questions would be, what questions should I have asked you, but I haven't?
Okay.
I always ask about stress. So when the person is stressed, whether it be in their personal life or work life, how does that manifest itself at work?
Okay.
And also asking about, what did the manager define as success in the role? Did the person deliver? If so, how did they go about it? And did they do that in the time frames that you had wanted?
Okay.
If they didn't deliver, what were the obstacles that they faced? And if so, did they overcome any of those obstacles?
I like it. Really, really, really good points. I think the one that I like the most would probably be the stress question. I think it's really important. Obviously, there's a lot more stress these days and in the current environment as well. So it's good to see how that will impact someone's work, and I guess how you can probably manage that. Is that the right?
That's the whole purpose of it, is to sometimes to see that if it's happening, and then you can work on that and identify that, because often some people don't want to come to you with that stress. But if you're aware of it, so for instance, I had an employee who, when he was stressed, he would laugh more. So if he was laughing and telling jokes more than usual, that meant he was stressed. That's a different way of managing stress, whereas a lot of people go very quiet.
Yeah. So
everyone has their own ways, and if you're aware of it, you can be conscious of it as an employer, as a manager.
I like it. No, it's a good way to think about the world and I guess business as a whole. So the other point you made, and you were talking about pretty in depth off camera, was actually audio recording, your interactions, right? So why do you do that?
Okay, so we audio record all our reference checks with the referee's permission, of course. And we do that, actually it came from client feedback. So often we would hear from clients, I don't even know why you're bothering with reference checks, because you'll just make out like the person's awesome anyway. So we came up with this idea of actually recording the questions, and the client can actually hear the referee speaking. So they can hear the questions being asked, they can hear what they're saying word for word, and they're hearing the tone, and they're hearing when we're pushing and probing, and that has been proved to be invaluable. Clients have loved it, and it's very easy for them to on-send as well to other managers that might.
For decision-making purposes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
And ma'am, interesting point. You would think most people wouldn't give you much information on audio. We had tracked that through a traditional way of writing, people would spend about 5.5 minutes with you. Through audio, people are spending on average 17 minutes with you, which is completely counterintuitive.
Okay, why is that?
Okay, I think a few reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but suddenly when they know their audio, they decide to tell you everything, which is great because that's what you want.
Sure.
But also I think we are very conscious of making it about when does it suit the referee for me to call. So I get it in writing. So I always say the candidate must say, my referee is happy for you to call them Monday night at 7 p.m. And what you find is, because you've made it easy for the referee, they're giving you, they're approachable, they're relaxed, they feel appreciated and listened to, that you're adapting to them, not it's all about making life easy for you. So I think people are naturally happy to give information when it's a time that best suits them.
Okay, cool. And I guess my final point, or final question, might I say, would be, what system do you use to audio record these references?
Yes, so we use Tape-A-Call. Tape-A-Call.
Tape-A-Call. Okay, gotcha.
Tape-A-Call.
Okay.
It doesn't work in the Philippines, unfortunately, but in Australia it absolutely does.
Okay.
And you can forward it as a link or as an attachment, which is really great for purposes. It is legal as long as you have it recorded that you've asked the referee for permission and they've said yes. And if they say no, of course, don't do it, and do it the traditional way.
Cool, I like it. Well, once again, thank you for coming through. There's going to be some really good value bombs in there, which we'll synthesize and we'll write up and send out via an email and post on LinkedIn as well. So thank you once again, and speak to you soon.
Thanks,
see you LinkedIn. Catch you later.
Bye.
Oh, that was